Hey everyone, Jim with Evolution Power Sports here today to talk about just cool stuff. I mean, we got this Mav R Max. We did a video on it a couple weeks ago. Did baseline dyno runs, but in a relatively short period of time, we've taken this from bone stock all the way through our X85 tuning, which is ready to go. And I wanted to take this time. I know when we released the tuning on the two-seater, we kind of talked about this stuff, but in light of the four-seat, which is largely the same vehicle, I just want to draw attention to our engineering philosophy when it comes to insanely engineered parts. So first of all, we really wanted to make the going to a E85 setup both economical and really well engineered by basically re-engineering the OEM fuel pump, or the fuel pump assembly, by using our billet fuel hat, which allows us to run a 4.5 bar, or basically stock fuel pressure regulator, along with all the other improvements that we've done to it, a billet fuel filter, which has a replaceable filter element. Stock does not. 340 liter fuel pump. Stock is like 155. Just the wiring, all mil-spec wiring, mil-spec wiring harness. Okay, no cheap harnesses here. Really, really well done. Designed for the Maverick R, right? So this is not some generic piece that we took from the X3. This is actually meant to fit the Maverick R. Goes to the fuse block up in front. So a really nice short wiring harness that really takes all the load off of the ECU, which is really what we wanted to do. And then, the rising rate the rising rate pressure hose, and all the other components that we include with it. And we've had close to a year now in testing, and then about 9 months on consumer. Consumer sentiment on our X85 stuff is it's wild. It really transforms the Maverick R into really what the vehicle should have been. And it is a fun vehicle to drive with our tuning and the DCT tuning. Same is true for the Maverick R Max. This car actually wasn't super disappointing out of the box, partly because of the lower gear ratio. But now with our gasoline and E85 tunes, it is rockin' sockin'. I mean, this car, for a big heavy car, it really scoots along good. A couple other cool things we want to talk about: charge tube blow-off valve. All of that transfers over from the two-seat to the four-seat. The exhaust is different, right? The Mav R has got slightly different mounting points for the muffler itself. The downpipe was the same, so our shocker is ready to go for the Mav R Max. The muffler, rather than take kind of the easy way out and build like an adapter bracket, which is kind of janky for so you could adopt the two-seat muffler to the four-seat. We really wanted to make sure that when customers get it, it's designed for this vehicle. It's not some we're not going to piece it together from another car. Okay, it's its own design for the Mav R Max. It will look very similar to the two-seat, but of course the mounting will be proper. One more cool product that we have coming, or I should say a pair of products, is we've designed auxiliary fuel tanks for the Maverick R. Okay, and people ask, why design fuel tanks? Well, for one thing, the Maverick R uses a lot of fuel. It's a heavy machine. The Max is going to be worse because it's another 400 pounds heavier than a two-seater. You run E85 fuel. Your fuel burn is about 30% more than on gasoline. Plus, you got another, roughly 100 horsepower more than stock. So, going to the dunes, there's not enough fuel on board. So, we designed fuel tanks for both the driver's side and passenger side, insanely engineered. One of the things for me is I can't drive with the seats in the top position. Okay, I don't want my head close to the roll cage. So we made sure that when we engineered our fuel tanks that you could use the mounts all the way in the down position. Okay, this is a big deal because you know, nobody wants to you know, drive like they got a telephone book underneath their seat. You know, you want to be low and, you know, low and fast. And when you see, you know, our design philosophy, how we went through and did this with, you know, it's got a billet fuel hat, it's got a float in it, which shuts the pump off automatically, mil-spec wiring harness, safety switch so that you don't inadvertently press the button to fill the fuel tank when your tank's already full, and then you start gushing gas out all over the place. I mean, these are the kinds of things that we think about when we design a product. You know, we want to make sure that it's going to be safe, that it's going to be proven, and that you know, it's going to serve the purpose for which we design it for in the best possible way. And case in point is being able to, you know, have the seats down. So, you know, great products, great cool new products for the Mav R Max. Stay tuned for all of the cool new things we have coming for not just, you know, the BRP line, but for Polaris and a couple other manufacturers coming soon. Stay tuned.